Should we get some fish fingers?
What do Jude and Lisa go away to this wedding then? I mean, what's the protocol for two women getting hitched? Two meringues walking down the aisle.
One's bad enough.
What do you think one of them will be the groom? You know, in a white satin morning suit and a white lace top hat.
Are we sending Kate some flowers?
Yeah. Only they all look like they're for a funeral. Oh, Struth.
What? I'm not here.
Hi.
Hi. Have you lost something?
Just my marbles. This place gets like that sometimes.
Oh, I can believe it. You have my total admiration.
So, do you have an appointment?
Yeah, with Dr. Carlyle.
That's me. Mr. Dixon?
Yeah.
Would you like to come straight through?
Sure.
Dr. Carlyle, you don't know what you're missing?
Got it. Someone could have had a nasty accident on that.
You're going to have to do better than that.
Well, have you heard anything?
The operation on Kate was successful.
Oh.
They did a cesarean, and once the baby was out, they were able to control the bleeding. So the signs are good.
How's she feeling?
She's still asleep. They're keeping her under anaesthetic while they try and stabilise her. We won't know any more about the head injuries until they bring her round.
And the baby?
It's a boy. He's a bit jaundiced and very small, of course. The trouble is they think he might have a chest infection brewing. It's always a risk with premature babies. If that is the case, they'll try and treat it, but you never know with babies like this. It's just too early to tell.
Poor Kate.
It's not fair, is it?
Lois! Lois, have you taken any of these?
No.
Are you sure? God, are you sure? Right, come on. We're going to the doctors. Come on. It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
You're all right.
I think she swallowed some pills.
What's her name?
Lois.
Lois. I'm just going to take a look at you, all right? Have you got the pills?
Yeah, they're here.
D. Kingston, is that you?
Donna, yeah.
What are you taking these for?
Period pains.
Right, and you said you saw one in her mouth.
No, only in a hand. It's all right, Lois.
Lois, did you eat any of these? How long have you had these for?
Today, I only just picked them up.
Right, you better start counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
9.
Right, 21. So she hasn't taken any then.
You're all right.
Thanks, Doctor. It looks so nasty, I was starting to get worried.
Just remember to apply the lotion 3 times a day. And if you're in that situation again, use some protection.
Well, I had some with me, but you know what it's like.
You thought you'd be safe. Remember, it's a high-risk activity. You just can't afford to take chances. Okay,
Thanks.
bye-bye.
It's because I was in there too long, trying to buy too many things. She must have been really bored, and I said I'd buy her some sweets.
Children are curious. Even at Lois's age, they go for things when they know they're not allowed.
And I left them right where she could get them. If I hadn't gone over when I did, she would have been sitting there eating all them pills.
But she didn't. You saw her just in time. You did the right thing by coming here.
And what about these bottles? I thought they were meant to be childproof.
They are, most of the time.
Well, thanks for seeing her anyway. I feel a bit daft making so much of a fuss. I could have counted myself. I mean, I'm not very good at maths, but even I can count to 21.
And that's what we're here for. Donna? How old are you?
16?
You obviously take being a mum very seriously.
Yeah.
Are you getting any help from your health visitor or anyone? I reckon it must be tough bringing up a toddler at any age, but when your mates are at school...
I don't need any help.
Do you know any other mums your age? I think there's a group that meets on
I
Tuesday.
don't want to join a group. Really, Doctor, don't bother.
These period pains. Did your GP try you on any other medication before putting you on these?
Probably. Yes, he has.
It's just... Well, it's just these are very strong. Have you noticed any side effects?
I think Lois needs a toilet. I'm trying to train her.
Oh, right.
She has to go now or she'll wet herself.
Oh, well, it's through the double doors, up the stairs and on your left.
I'll be right back. Come on, Lois.
Is the little girl all right now? Hey, we've just saved your kid. Don't bother to say thank you.
Is Mrs. Parslow here yet?
What? Oh, no, oh, yeah, she phoned to council, and I was supposed to tell you, but I forgot.
Cheers.
Look, I know Kate's superhuman, but I've got my limits, you know.
Are you all right?
Yes.
It's that Carl Dixon bloke, isn't it? Since he came in, you've fallen apart.
Look, I don't even know him. Only a bit, and... Well, I just wasn't expecting him to be here, that's all.
You've got nothing to be ashamed about, girl. He's the fittest bloke I've seen in here by miles. It's such a tragedy that it's wasted on Jude.
Is Donna still in the loo?
Oh, what, the girl with the baby? No, she never went in there. She's gone.
You just wouldn't prescribe analgesics that strong for period pains, would you?
Primary dysmenorrhea? I wouldn't have thought so. If it's serious, she should be on some sort of hormonal preparation.
Exactly. She has had a baby, mind you. It's possible it could be for some ongoing complications.
No doctor would prescribe those on a long-term basis. The risk of dependence is too high.
So the pills are not hers and she's abusing them or selling them on.
I think you should look into it, do a bit of digging.
That's if she lets me talk to her.
Ben, has Katrina mentioned anything to you about Jude and this flatmate of hers?
Lisa? Yeah. Apparently they're exchanging marriage vows. I say good luck to them. They're made for each other.
A wedding? How lovely.
Don't get so stressed about it. You're going to know patients that come in here. It's inevitable. You've just got to take it in your stride. Be professional, whatever you've got going on outside.
I know that.
Good. So cheer up, then.
Can I tell you something? And you mustn't tell anyone else.
My mother's life.
Look, I heard you talking to Carl when he came out of her office. He's got an STD. Yes.
Poor him.
Poor him. What about me?
Go ahead. He's tougher than he looks. Take your time.
You hang on in there, little fella. Your mum's gonna want to see you.
I'm telling you, Jude said he should have worn protection. Now, the thing is, I can't remember whether he wore anything when we were, you know, horizontal.
Why don't you ask one of the doctors to check you over?
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't mind having a look.
Oh, stop it. I've never told you.
There's nothing embarrassing about it.
But take your nurse's hat off and say that.
All right, then. You're a dozy tart who should know better.
Exactly, that's why I'm not seeing a doctor.
I was only joking. It can happen to anyone.
Not to me. Kate relies on me to hold the fort while she's not here. I'm trusted to be the first person the patients see.
You're a receptionist, Katrina, not a saint.
Oh, look, can you ask her? Please. You're a professional. You can make her talk. Find out exactly what Carl Dixon's got.
No way. And even if I did, I couldn't tell you. Patient histories are confidential.
Yeah, but this affects me.
Ask him then. Ask Carl.
I can't.
Why not? I thought you ate men for breakfast. Surely you're not scared of one little embarrassing conversation.
It's not that. It's him. It's him I can't face.
He blew you out, didn't he? Oh, don't worry about it, girl. We've all been there. Men and commitment don't go together. They can't handle the responsibility.
Hello, Riverside.
Hello, Donna.
What do you want? How'd you get my address?
I phoned the chemist on a pill bottle.
Why? Because I didn't come back to your room? I thought you finished talking.
I hadn't. I wanted to find out why on earth you were taking those pills for period pains. But now I know that you're not.
What?
Should we talk about this inside?
You have to be quiet. Lois is asleep.
I just want to be sure that you're not taking medication that's been prescribed for someone else.
I'm not.
Right. Who's Diane, then?
Donna? I have to check the baby.
Donna, stop running away from me. I'm still going to be here when you come back.
Who are you talking to? Diane's my mum. The pills are hers and Lois is hers too. She's my little sister. But please, don't tell her about this morning. She mustn't get upset. Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Kingston. I'm Dr. Kwame.
You're wanted in ITU. Mr. Bolton's just come on.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Dr. Burns was only out last week. You're a law unto yourselves, you lot. I'll put the kettle on, Donna, love.
Not for me, thanks.
I suppose you've seen my file. They don't tell you it's going to be all this bother having a hysterectomy. First of all, the cut wouldn't heal, and then I got an infection in my bladder. I'm just praying that's the worst of it. So do you want to examine me, then?
No, not if Dr. Burns saw you last week.
Oh. Well, I don't suppose there's any change. I'm taking all my pills, and I think they're doing the job. But I just seem to have been like this forever. If I didn't have Donna and the baby to keep me going, I think I'd have just given up.
So Donna looks after Lois during the day, does she?
Well, yeah, the doctor told me to rest, said I mustn't strain myself. Lois still needs to be carried sometimes, and now she's walking, she's into everything. Look, when I'm feeling poorly, I just can't cope.
Sure, I understand. Donna helps you.
I want to.
She's brilliant. She always was, even before I was ill. Since the operation, she's turned so grown up. She's like a mum to Lois. She makes sure she has clean clothes every morning. Gives her good food, and me too. She looks after both of us. Couldn't do it without her.
You did it all for me when I was younger, Mum.
I can see what a good job you're doing, Donna. But what about school? You should be doing your GCSEs this year.
No, not yet. She's only 14. She's in year 9.
School said I could have time off. They said I should be looking after Mum.
And how long have you been off for?
Since the operation.
And how long's that?
3 months.
Well, it doesn't matter, though. I mean, if the school doesn't mind, it must be all right.
Don't you think that Donna's taking on an awful lot of responsibility for a 14-year-old?
Yeah, well, of course she is. But I'm sick and tired of you lot coming around here and telling us that. Look, I had these kids on my own. They don't have their dad or anyone else to help them out. It's just me and them, and we're managing fine.
Oh, Trevor.
Hello, Mac. How is she?
Stable. We're waiting for the anaesthetist.
Well, as you know, the scans showed that there was no blood clot, which is good news. But until we wake Kate up, we're not going to know if the swelling has caused any other damage.
Understood.
And we'll be able to tell fairly quickly. Have you spoken to the paediatrician about the baby?
Yes.
No, it's a very distressing thing when a pregnancy comes to an end suddenly like this. Bear that in mind when your wife wakes up.
It's a cause.
Ah, here's your man.
Oh, yeah.
Can wait outside if you prefer.
I want to be here.
Right.
I'm here, love.
Hello, Kate. You're in hospital.
Hospital. It's baby. Where's my baby?
He's here. He's all right. He's alive.
It was me who ended it with Carl. Well, I was only seeing him casually, but he got all serious on me. Wanted a relationship. Well, look, I know I'm an ungrateful cow, I know that. He's such a lovely bloke, but it just wasn't me.
So poor Carl got dumped.
Well, not exactly.
What?
You know, I said he was a nice guy, and look, I couldn't be so mean as to...
So what, now you just hide whenever you see him?
Well, I told him I was leaving the country. He thinks I'm doing voluntary work in Africa.
Mac,
Yes, love.
the baby. Get Father Tom.
Yeah, of course.
No, now. Go now, please.
But I don't want to leave you.
No. Baby, we've got to do what's right.
Would you like a tea or anything? I'm not sure if the girl's still here.
No, it's all right. I haven't really got time. I just popped in to have a chat about one of your patients,
Oh, yes? Which one?
Donna Kingston. She's 14 and Mum's just had a hysterectomy.
Oh, yes. That Donna. Did you like her?
Yes, I did actually.
Must be an age thing. She's always rather unpleasant to me. Decided to change her doctor, has she?
No. She had a panic with the baby and we were near her. Her mother seems to rely on her quite a lot.
Oh, yes. Mrs. Kingston's had a lot of complications. I've told her to get as much rest as she can, but I don't know that she takes any notice.
From what I saw, Donna looks after her very well. That's what I'm worried about. She's only 14.
14 going on 40, that one.
But is it right that she's the sole carer of her mother and baby sister?
What are you talking about? There's a grandmother living there.
Really?
Yes. I told Mrs. Kay to stop being so damn stubborn and get her to come and help.
And have you seen her, this grandmother?
Not personally, no. I don't generally request a lineup of family members when I see a patient.
But I'm not sure she's there then. I think Donna's doing everything herself.
I appreciate your concern, but my information is that the family have help. The children are healthy, the house is clean.
But that's because Donna's...
There's no evidence that anybody is at risk. Now, if you'll excuse me, Ben. The Kingstons are my patients, and you'll have to trust me to do what I think is best.
Mike? Tom?
How's Kate?
She's a bit uncomfortable after the operation.
Well, that's only natural.
Yeah. But there's no permanent damage from the head injury.
That's a relief. And the baby?
Not so good. Looks like a little bird. You know how the skin looks transparent? You can see the heart beating.
Yeah, but look, if he's anything like his mother, he'll be a fighter.
They think he's got a chest infection. We want him baptized.
What, you mean now?
Yeah, in the hospital. Before it's too late.
I'm sorry, Mac. I'll get my things.
You're going to reporters, aren't you? Send people around to our house to have a go at Mum. Don't. We're doing all right. We're doing fine.
The only person I've spoken to so far is Dr. Burns.
Why? What did you tell him?
Oh, Donna, calm down. You know why I'm concerned. You must know, or otherwise you wouldn't keep lying to me. You lied about being 16. You lied about Lois. Why would you do that if everything was all right?
Because I have to. Dr. Burns said we have to find someone to look after Lois. And if I'm a mother, if I'm the one responsible for her, people can't ask questions, can they? They can't ask me how old I am or why I'm not at school, because it's obvious, isn't it? If you got a baby, you don't do anything.
And what about this grandmother?
That's just something we told Dr. Burns. He reckons I'm too young to be of any use, so we had to tell him something to stop him taking Lois away.
What do you mean?
I've told you. He says if we don't make any proper arrangements, then Lois will be taken into care.
I've got to go to the loo again. Oh, Katrina, I can't stand it anymore. If you won't see a doctor and you won't speak to Carl, then you're going to have to ask Jude. Explain the situation and find out what he's got. Do it.
Jude. I used to go out with Carl Dixon.
Oh, yeah? You didn't mention that?
Oh, what were you talking about, ex-girlfriends?
No.
See, the thing is, Carl and I had a very full relationship.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I think I might be a contact.
Oh, yeah?
Is there something you need to tell me?
Do you know, I think there was. No, it's gone, sorry.
Yes. Oh, Mac. What's happening? Shall I get Helen? Oh, well, that's good news. You give her our love, won't you? Okay. Oh, and is there any news on the baby? Right. Mac? He was on his mobile. I could hardly hear him.
What did he say?
Well, Kate's awake and there's no brain damage.
Oh, excellent.
But I asked him about the baby and, they're about to get it baptised.
It's very unlikely that Lois will go into care. Anyone could see that she's happy and secure where she is.
But Mom can't look after her. She just can't. She loves her to bits, but she doesn't understand about being gentle.
I agree, but it doesn't mean it's your job. I mean, even teenage mums have to go to school. What about school?
They keep sending these letters. I don't know what to do. I've never been in trouble before. I think they might exclude me now. This one came yesterday. He says Mum will have to go to court and pay a fine.
It's from the Education Welfare Service. They must have sent someone round, surely.
Lots of times. I hid. And when they phoned up, I said I was ill.
Oh, Donna, why didn't you tell them the truth?
I couldn't let them take Lois.
Hey, you've done so well. You've been a nurse and a friend to your mother, keeping her going and helping her get better. And Lois, sister, mother, what really matters is that she's loved and cared for. But where are you in all of this? What about your life? Your education, your friends? They're important too.
But Mum and Lois need me. There isn't anybody else.
Well, there can be. There are people who can help you, whose job it is to come in and help out when something like this happens.
We can't afford anything like that. Mum doesn't work.
In which case, it won't cost you anything. Look, somebody could come in once a day and see your mum until she gets better. And Lois could go to day nursery whilst you're at school.
She wouldn't like it.
I think she might. And why shouldn't her life have to change a bit? Okay, she's only 2, but she has to help somehow.
I don't know. Mum will be better soon. Can't we just carry on like this?
It's not up to me. I think you've reached the end of the road. There's going to come a point when the school decides to find you. And they will. Why don't you go to them?
I'm not sure.
I'll think about it. And I'll tell you something. If you put half the effort into your schoolwork as you do into running your family, your GCSEs will be a breeze.
I heard you. I heard you tell Carl Dixon he had an STD.
Did I? I don't remember that.
You said he needed protection.
Protection. Protection. Sun protection, you Wally. What? He's got sunburn. Discovered a nudist beach and thought he'd get an all-over tan. Guys have got no idea about the sun, you know. Just because they can walk about here all summer with their shirts off, they think it's got no strength. But Africa, now that's a different league.
Africa? He followed me to Africa.
I don't think so. He seemed to have been on a tour of elephant rescue centres. Anyway, it's nice to see a young guy like that doing something to help others.
Hey, Donna, are you coming back to school tomorrow?
Yeah, I am. Hey, I'll see you in class tomorrow.
Baby. It's so tiny. I'm going to get well just as soon as I can so I can be with you all the time.
Shall we start?
You are wanted so much, little one.
Yeah. Kate, will you hold the holy water?
Soon you belong to God. So if anything happens, you'll be with somebody who loves you.
We're here to celebrate the baptism of... What's his name?
Kieran Joseph.
All right. You've called your child Kieran Joseph Maguire to this cleansing water a new birth. That by showing the faith of your church, he might have eternal life. Bless this water in which you'll be baptized.
You won't like her when she's angry. Peggy is getting a little hot under the collar this afternoon. The battle with Dan for the Vic continues in EastEnders next.